Hey guys, Darren here. The GAT is coming up on Wednesday and I just wanted to share some advice on how much time you should be spending on each section of the GAT. Timing is really important in any exam and the GAT is no exception. First, I'll be sharing with you guys what VCAR has recommended in terms of time allocation for the sections, and then in the second part of this video, I'll talk a bit about what I would recommend. Enjoy. Let's have a talk about the timings of the GAT. You guys are sitting the GAT in two sections, that morning session and then the afternoon session, which is a little interesting. And the morning session is in total 2 hours and 15 minutes with 15 minutes of reading time and then 2 hours of writing time. The afternoon session is an hour and 45 minutes with 15 minutes of reading time and then an hour 30 of writing time. In terms of the splits that VCAR has recommended, for that morning session, they recommend you spend 30 minutes on writing, 10 minutes on those short answer questions, and 20 minutes on that more detailed and extended response, and then spend 90 minutes on the MCQ questions, of which there are 100. And in the afternoon session, VCAR has recommended 30 minutes for the writing, and then 60 minutes for the MCQ questions, of which there are 50. As with my recommendations, let's start with reading time. So with both the morning session and the afternoon session, I recommend you spend around 10 to 12 minutes of your reading time focused on the writing topics, really thinking about what the writing topics are about, what the stimuli are about, and thinking about what you're going to write. The reason I don't really recommend spending time on the multiple choice questions is because, at least this was in past years, the questions are quite disparate. They're not very related. There's no big story you need to get your head around. So there's no point really spending a lot of time thinking about them during reading time. I think it's more important that you really plan out your writing because that takes a lot of brain power to do. And you may as well take that time to do it when you're not allowed to write. And in the last 2 to 3 minutes of, or in the last 3 to 5 minutes of reading time, start thinking about the multiple choice questions, because I recommend that you guys start with the multiple choice questions, then move into the writing. As for specific timings, it's a little harder because your GAT will be significantly different to mine. I don't know exactly what kind of writing tasks you will be given, and also I don't know the difficulty of your MCQ questions either. But some general thoughts. Firstly, you can't write a good writing piece in 30 minutes. There's just not enough time. If you've ever tried, then you know. And even for the morning session, it seems you get 20 minutes for a detailed response, which is very little time. So I definitely recommend allocating more time to your writing task. And how do you achieve that? Well, you have to cut down on your MCQ time. For me, the general rule of thumb was a minute per question. That kind of works for you guys in section B because you have 50 questions and 60 minutes, but it doesn't work for section A because you have 100 questions and 90 minutes. I may be able to guess that your MCQ questions shouldn't be too difficult because of the sheer amount. But anyway, I do recommend smashing through those MCQ questions, moving through them very quickly. Don't be too perfectionist about each one. Arrive at an answer, kind of justify it to yourself, think about why it's right, and then move on to the next question. I recommend moving through it very systematically and quickly so that you can allocate much more time for your writing tasks later on in that writing time. A possible time split for the GAT. On second thought, I think starting with the short answer is fine as well. You don't have to start with the MCQ for that morning session. So a possible split, 15 minutes reading time, like I said, both sections, 10 to 12 minutes on the writing tasks, and then 3 to 5 minutes on either the MCQ or the short answer. And then we jump into writing time. Either complete the short answers first or complete the MCQ questions first, and aim to have 40 minutes left for your writing. And then in section B, do the same thing for reading time, 10 to 12 minutes on the writing tasks, 3 to 5 minutes on the MCQ questions. Start the MCQ questions and try and complete them within 50 minutes so that you have 40 minutes for your writing piece. And that's just a general recommendation of the time divisions for each section for the GAT. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's video. I hope it's helped. Good luck for the GAT, and I look forward to seeing you all next time.